For me, 9 to 5s are modern day slavery. I think that as you continue to work a 9 to 5, you are slowly becoming a slave. First of all, the 9 to 5, the way it is, like how I think of slavery is that you do all this work, but you don't get completely nothing, right? You don't get anything. And I compare slavery to 9 to 5s because 9 to 5s is you work for 8 9 hours. You don't but you don't really get a lot. You get money, but a lot of times you don't get enough money to help you survive. So a lot of times you have to ask people for money. You have to save up a tons of money, or you have to get two jobs just to support your financial needs, because this system is cooked, or the job market is cooked. Okay, we first start where you have to try to get the job. You apply, and I think the way applying is based off how I see adults do it. Is you pretty much have to make yourself look the best as possible. You have to act. You have to act for somebody else, lie to somebody else about how you act, which is not. See, for example, if I say act good, but I don't act good, they gonna believe that. Or a lot of times, I would tell them I'm a good person. I do this, I do that, I do that, so I can impress it. And it makes it worse. Majority of the time, you're impressing an AI. You're impressing a bot. So if the bot does not think it, because a bot is looking for one certain thing. Now humans can do the same thing, but it's a better chance of a human look making exceptions for certain people. But a bot is majority of the time looking for one certain thing. And if it doesn't see that thing, it's gonna automatically say, get out of here. I don't want you here. Because these companies are lazy and they're just trying to mass produce as much as they possibly can. And once you finally get so after impressing a bot, once you finally get the job, now you spent 8 hours of your life just listening to a CEO or a boss, getting yelled at a CEO or a boss. In my opinion, if I had a 9 to 5, I would not try my hardest. I would do like enough to stay in the job, but not really try that hard. Because a lot of times the people that try that hard, they'll they still end up getting fired. They'll still end up getting fired. They'll still end up getting laid off. So a lot of people, a lot of like Gen Z, or just Gen Z mainly, a lot of kids or young adults, they mainly don't try a lot because trying a lot will just result in you still getting fired, you know? And I think a lot of that is a waste of time. It's it's mentally draining. You're always trying to abide by a person or AI. Then a lot of times you have to deal with customers, which customers you don't know who you have. You can go to your job and not know who you have to deal with that day. You can do some days you might have to deal with some of the chillest people. Some other days you might have to deal with the craziest people just in a row in a row in a row. Like for example, you work at McDonald's drive through, you don't know who you have to deal with. They're just pulling up in a car and you better hope for the best. And a lot of times it just takes I see it takes a mental toll on a lot of kids, a lot of young adults, a lot of teenagers. Um, but so then they result just not getting a job. Some of my family members, or some people I know, family members and just other people I know, they don't even have a job in their mid 20s, or they don't have a lot of jobs, or they jump from job to job because they never really know what job they want for themselves. It might just because they're lazy, but I realize that they just don't really know what job they want. They want to live freely, but they don't know how to, because I made a video about this a while back. The system, you know, this they're stuck up in the system. They're told that they need to be in the system, and they continue to get pushed towards the system. And 9 to 5s, in my opinion, are in the system. You're you're working, Lord knows how long, try just to make ends meet. Working as much jobs as possible just to make ends meet, and then you will not get your only reward will be money, nothing else. And they can just fire you at any moment. Like, for example, my dad's been working at a job for 20 something years. They fired him for no reason. I don't know. He never said what reason, but they fired him for no reason. No, but they'll fire you for all kinds of reasons. And he was working like an office job, like pharmaceutical or something. So you could put in all these years, you could put all this effort, and literally like this, they'll fire you because they need a budget cut, or they're too cheap, or they're too lazy to give everybody money. So I think a lot of times 9 to 5 jobs can be a waste of time because it's not or my it's it's not really like that man it's not easy to maintain, the job. It's not easy to keep the job. It's you put in all this effort, but you're not getting nothing back, and you're just trying to. And pretty much the real thing you're trying to do is just abide by somebody else's rules, abide by somebody else's laws, try to impress somebody else, like a boss or an AI. And I don't think Gen Z is. I think it's slowly becoming more and more Gen Z people. The amount of people in Gen Z that are getting jobs is going down by this, and then they start trying to do social media like me, and then the system, the all the adults would be like, or all the older adults would be like, no, 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 you got to go back to the system because the system's easier. It's more guaranteed. You just work 2 jobs and you make enough money. So then they get pressured to go back to the system. I've seen this with some people, some young adults, but I think that I try to stay optimistic about the future and about Gen Z and all that. But one of the main things, this is one of the only things I'm not really optimistic about is jobs because jobs is never guaranteed. You're not getting a lot out of it. And I mean, jobs, let's be honest, people are saying AI is going to take jobs. I believe AI already is taking over jobs. I mean, there's AI robots working on making cars, engines, making buildings, making all computers for instead of people. Um, there's AI that's doing making art. So art, I don't understand why some people do art because I mean AI can make more money off of art than you doing it by wasting your time on it. Um, there's so many things that AI is already doing, and I think AI is already taking a lot of jobs. In about 10 years, Lord knows how much jobs AI is gonna have. So I believe the future of jobs for Gen Z is probably because humans are gonna always find a new way to have a job or have something to replace that or make it more human. So what I think is gonna happen is gonna be more human interactive jobs. It's gonna be more jobs that focus more on human things like talking to people, doing manual things that only humans can do, not AI, because AI is taking a lot of the jobs humans have now. I don't know what these human jobs will be like in 10 years. But I just think that's what's gonna happen. And I also think what a lot of Gen Z should do, or a lot of younger people like kids my age, like 15 and teenagers and younger adults, what we should do, we should try to adapt with AI and work with AI. Create jobs that can combine human intellect with AI intellect, and make it into one. But yeah, I think the job market is pretty cooked, and I think it's slavery, or it's modern day slavery. But that's it.